I'm Kerry Tenbey,
And I'm Ellie Barrett.
and this is the third of 3 short videos exploring some of the key themes and ideas in our exhibition Soft Hands on Mossy Rocks at Abingdon Studios, Blackpool. This video takes a closer look at the research and thinking behind the show and how this is represented in the space.
The sculptural works are installed alongside photographic images, which are arranged on the walls and embedded in the material on the floor. We both collected these images during the period of research for this exhibition as a means of demonstrating our various encounters with material to each other. This was especially important as we weren't able to do this in person due to lockdown restrictions. Sharing these images is a way of communicating our experiences to each other.
The images capture various elements of our engagement with materials. The idea of prospecting is presented, as some of the images detail places where we both collect materials. Images of the supermarket show aisles with salt and flour, which are ingredients for salt dough, and found materials can be seen in images of skips and discarded industrial waste. Other images draw attention to the man-made, the handmade, and the natural, observing objects or surfaces where these elements overlap and become blurred.
We can also see raw materials, images of tinfoil, cardboard clay, soap, moss, salt, and salt dough, alongside images of objects and places. These connect the creative process which unfolds in the studio to the material encounter outside and overlaps the artist's experience of making with their everyday life. Hands are also present, emphasising tactile contact, gesture, and physical interaction.
All of these images are arranged in the space like a diagram. Our research has explored using diagrams as an alternative to written text, meaning that our ideas are more accessible and can be explored visually alongside the work. The connections we draw between the images and the sculptures are to decode some of the experiences and ideas that have contributed to the construction of the work and communicate our experiences of materials to our audience. For example, connecting the supermarket to the salt dough on the floor tells us where these materials have been found.
I've also made some drawings which emphasise the link between the photographic images and the artworks, exploring surface and texture. We want viewers to consider the relationships between the images and the artworks and to make their own connections.
Whilst we have tried to avoid too much text in the gallery space, we've made use of the reading library at Abingdon Studios to offer visitors access to some of the research which supports our approach to materials, which is evident in the exhibition. Vibrant Matter, A Political Ecology of Things by theorist Jane Bennett explores the idea of vital materiality. This means placing belief in the idea that materials and objects are much more than inanimate and passive. Humans and materials are one and the same thing. Bennett believes that we are connected with materials in a great and lively network and seeks to advocate for materials, and also encourages us to look beyond our own perception to understand that our actions cause effects, and by actively engaging in these connections with materials, we can work towards a more material sustainable future. Bennett encourages us to embrace conscious and meaningful exchanges with the material world, and by doing so, we can start to better understand ourselves and how we fit into this vibrant network.
Catherine Behar's text, An Introduction to Object-Oriented Feminism, emphasises exactly why material engagement is so important both internally and externally to visual art. Behar says that object-oriented feminism's intervention is to approach all objects from the inside-out position of being an object too. Shifting focus from feminist subjects to feminist objects extends a classic tenet of feminism, the ethic of care, to promote sympathies and camaraderie with non-human neighbours. This means that perceiving material as more like our bodies, and our bodies as more like materials, can help us see our impact on our surroundings and to more fully understand social structures. This idea is explored using fiction in Jenny Haval's novel Paradise Rot, where the environment surrounding the protagonist grows and changes according to their experiences. Some of these texts, and others that influence our thinking, are available on the Material Art Network website.
Thank you to everyone who has supported Soft Hands on Mossy Rocks and Material Art Network, including Garth Gratrix and Tom Ireland at Abingdon Studios and Arts Council England. Thank you also to everyone who has come to see the show in person. You can continue to keep in touch with our activities through Material Art Network on our website and Instagram.